Hello, everyone. My name is Holly, and I am from Idaho, here in the United States. And during this lesson, we are going to go over idioms related to driving. So I look forward to working with all of you who jump in to this class and as we practice English and talk about idioms related to driving. So do you enjoy driving? Do you have a car? Do you like to talk about driving? Many times the idioms are related to driving, but it's about other things. So hello, Carlos. How are you today?
Yes, hello, Holly. How are you?
Very good. Nice to see you.
I just noticed that you have had a very busy day.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of, I didn't actually mean to do it. It just kind of happened. I saw all these openings and so I was like, okay, well, I'm free. I'll just teach. So,
Yes, I was checking the schedule and I just see, oh, one, two, three, four classes, six, eight classes for Holly. Wow.
yeah. But I was going to teach about 4 classes next Saturday, and I just got I'm canceling, and I'm going up into the mountains. And a friend of my mom is a dog groomer, and I've been looking for somebody to take care of my dog. And so I'm all excited because next week I'll be able to have her take care of my dog. So it's great. So yeah,
Yes.
and hello, Anna Carolina.
Hi,
So
Holly. I bet
hello.
today I will really be listening to your voice.
Yeah, you'll be dreaming my voice. You've been hearing it so much.
Yes, I'll guess. Gosh, I guess it is the 50th class, right?
This is
Today?
the 6th class. No, fifth.
No,
Yeah,
no,
this is
for me, no.
your 5th class for you. Yeah,
Yeah,
6th
that's
for me.
a lot. My gosh.
Yeah, yeah. So and then I have 3. This is one. This is my 3rd set of classes, and it will be 3 of them today. So, and then um,
I, I
and then
was
I'm.
I was following early this day one or
Uh,
two of your classes, but
yeah,
I wasn't
I saw
able
your name.
to log in.
Yeah. Is that because the class was full or um
I was at the office, so
uh
I can't
yeah.
concentrate very good in the office. So I
Yeah,
just
that
was
totally makes
I just was listening. So
yeah. So you were
but it's
listening. So
fine.
that with the listen the T is silent. So you were listening.
Okay.
So yeah. I've heard that a lot of people will do that from their office.
Yes,
Um
sometimes I do that because in the
uh-huh.
office it's very difficult to log in the classes.
hmm Yeah.
There's a lot of interruption at the office.
hmm Yeah. All right. That's true. Yeah, Alejandro's been in a lot of the classes today too. Is this number 5 or 6 for you, Alejandro? Are you able to speak?
Uh,
Hello?
Hello. I listen an echo.
Oh, you hear an echo. Okay. Hmm. I
Holly,
don't know.
it was bothering me in one previous class. Uh, because people keep their microphones turned on.
Yes.
You
Mhm.
know, they
Yeah.
well, it would be better if everyone could keep it turned off.
Yes. Yeah. It is. It would be good if everybody would. So do you guys hear an echo now? I wonder if it's my
No,
room.
no, teacher. Just when someone's microphone is
Oh,
gonna
okay.
jump.
Okay. Um, it could because if you were causing the echo, then you don't hear it yourself. So, um, hello, Jinyu. How are you this morning? Good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, well, it's afternoon for me, but actually it's evening now. So what time is it right now in China?
It's about 8:15 a.m.
8 a.m. Okay, all right. And then it's is it 9 p.m. in Brazil and Argentina? Yeah, okay. And it's 5 p.m. in Carlos's part of Mexico, right?
Yes, 5 p.m.
And then David, hi. Is it 7 p.m. where you are?
Hi, Oli. Yes, you're right. 7 p.m.
Okay. Yeah. So it's early evening for some of us, late evening for others, and then morning for Xinyu. So morning and evening. So yeah, and make sure that we're all muting our microphone when we're not talking as well during the class.
I am so busy.
Are you?
Yes. My wife had a disease. Yesterday, I get her checked in the hospital.
Mm. Okay. Is she at the hospital now?
Uh, and no, she is
Okay.
still at home.
Mhm.
You know this disease. Let me type this
Mhm.
in the Google chat box.
Hyperthyroidism. Okay, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a terrible disease.
Mhm. Yeah, so that means you have to help her out a lot.
Yes,
Sounds
yes.
like. And so how are you having to cook?
Can you repeat that?
Do you have to cook as well?
And
Do you have to
now,
make
uh,
breakfast, lunch, and dinner for your daughter?
now, uh, her disease is at the beginning.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Well,
Yes.
all right. Well, let's go ahead and
Sometimes I
uh-huh.
have to cook food.
Sometimes you have to help. Well, that's good. It's good for you to to do that. So, all right. Well, let's go ahead and get started. First off, this is on driving idioms. Now, if you are, I think, Carolina, I don't think you drive, but so if you're not a driver, this is still a good lesson, just because it's a lot of the idioms are related to driving, but sometimes you can talk about them in other ways. So the first question I have for you all, let's start with Alejandro. Are you a good driver?
In my case, I don't have a car, but
Uh-huh.
uh, it's very difficult to talk in
Uh-huh.
in that way.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Do you have a license?
yes, I have a license, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a car. But it's not
Okay.
necessary in the city center.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, definitely not. I didn't drive for I think most of my adult life for that very reason. So okay. And Anna Carolina, you do not have a license. So have you ever
Yes,
driven?
teacher. No, I got a license and I can pilot gosh, I can pilot
Pilot a
a
plane?
small airplane. Yes, but I failed when I took my 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 test driver.
Mm-hmm. Driver's test.
Yes,
Did you try again?
no.
Okay.
Because the first time I had a fender bender,
Oh.
and the second time I don't know what I did wrong.
Mhm.
I have no idea.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay. So yeah, I've only taken the actual driving test twice, but I failed the first time I took the written test. I failed it 5 times. I was a teenager, but I was not very good at it. So, Carlos, are you a good driver?
I'm sorry, Holly.
Are you a good driver?
Good driver. I don't know because my city is very small. So here
Mhm.
in my city it's very easy to drive. Uh, and I
Okay.
usually when I go to another city, I take public transport or maybe a taxi.
Ah.
So
Okay.
I think I'm a good driver here in my city, but
Mhm.
outside I don't know.
You have no way to gauge. Okay. Thank you. David, are you a good driver?
Yes, Holly, I consider that I am a good driver.
Okay. Excellent. And do you drive often?
Not so often, but I think that driving, I don't forget driving. I
Mhm.
mean, like bicycle, like riding bicycle.
Mhm. Okay. Jonathan, hello. How are you today?
I'm fine, Holly. Thank you for asking. How are you today?
Very good. Very good. Have been very busy teaching on verbling today. Um, so Jonathan, tell me, are you a good, or tell us, are you a good driver?
Yes, I think I am a good driver of motorcycle, but I don't have so much practice in cars, so I think that I am not so good driver with cars,
Okay.
just with motorcycles.
Yeah, you'd say I'm not such a good driver.
Okay, thank you.
So good. I'm not such a good, or I'm not very good. I'm not a very good driver. Okay. Um, and hello, is this Masahiro? Yeah. Hello, Masahiro. How are you today?
Fine, thank you.
Yeah, you and Jonathan both slipped in, and I was talking to other people. So anyway, so Masahiro, are you a good driver?
Yeah, sorry, my microphone doesn't work properly, so
Oh, I can hear you.
I'm so sorry.
No worries.
I'll go out
We can hear
once
you fine.
and I'll come back soon.
We can hear you.
Sorry.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. We can, but I think this situation was it turns out he didn't his microphone the voice isn't coming through his microphone but through the computer. So, all right. Um, Shinyu, how about you? Are you a good driver?
It's very convenient for me to buy a car. Next year, I will buy a new car, but I didn't like driving.
Okay.
Sent, I sent my wife to learn how to drive, but unfortunately, he felt very terrible recently.
Oh,
So
really? Yeah.
I decided, uh, I decided to learn drive by myself.
Mhm. Okay. And do you like to drive yet?
Uh, Actually, I don't like to drive.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I also was like you, Shinyu. Well, I didn't actually get my license until I was much older. When I was a teenager, you could get your license at 14 for daylight only, and 16 for all the time. And I chose for the 16, so I was getting my license at 16, and I had not a fender bender, but just had a little accident where I froze. I just stopped driving at the wheel. It scared me, and so I didn't drive again until I was 24. And I drove for about 6 or 8 months, and then I moved abroad, and I lived I lived in areas where I didn't need a car until I was 40. So I actually started driving again when I was 41, right before I turned 41, actually. And that was just about 5 years ago. I hated driving, and I've gotten to the point now where I actually enjoy it. But if given a choice, I will always be a passenger. So I guess it depends on who is driving. So if my mom is driving, I would prefer to be the driver because she's not that great of a driver. But if my sister's driving or other family members, I would prefer to be the passenger. So, but I am a fairly good driver. I'm the only one in the family who's never gotten a ticket, but that's because I rarely drive. So, all right. So let's go on to this matching. What we're going to do is we're going to practice work with 5 idioms, and as we systematically go through this worksheet. When we're done with the worksheet, then we will do some questions and answers based on driving in cars, so that you can practice fluency. So let's match the word to the idiom, and then what do you think the idiom means? So we have the words run, backseat, crazy, road, and recovery. So let's start with Alejandro. Can you do number 1?
Yes, my mother is such a crazy driver. I wish she would be quiet.
That's a crazy driver is not that bad of an idiom. In fact, it is an idiom. It does not work in this one.
No?
No, it's not this one because it's I wish she would be quiet. So there's another idiom that is better in that respect. Any idea? Because I know idioms usually you just have to guess until you learn them. Any idea? Or can anyone help him? Does anybody know what that one would be?
Maybe a road driver?
No, it's actually a backseat.
Yes.
So if you are a backseat driver, it means you're always telling the driver what to do. And it's funny when my brother, I was probably about, I guess I was probably about 8 or 9, and my brother got his driver's license, and he was the oldest. And my mom he gave my mom a backseat driver's license. Anyway, I think that was pretty funny. So backseat driver's license is kind of funny. Backseat driver. Now, Carlos, you just wrote in the chat, "I hate backseat drivers." Talk to us.
Yes, my wife is a backseat driver. When we are on the car, she always watch the kid, watch the road, watch the whole, and just come on, give me a break. I'm driving. But she is still telling me what's this, what's that. So it's very very annoying.
Yeah, it's terrible. My sister hates the fact that I have my license now because when she's driving my car, I start to tense up when she does things that I'm not familiar with, that I'm not happy about. She's like, "Holly, stop." So, right, Anna Carolina, can you do number 2?
Okay. I forgot all those idioms.
No worries.
Oh gosh. I was about to type in BRB the chat box.
Oh.
Okay. My gosh. Down the road?
Yes. Yeah. So
Okay.
Jim plans to start his own company down the road. So down the road is in the future. So in the future, he will start his own company. All right. Next question. Next one, number 3. Carlos, could you do that one?
The police might stop you if you run a red light.
If you run a red light, perfect. To run a red light, perfect. The police might stop you if you run a red light. Awesome. And David, could you do number 4?
Sure. After 2 weeks in the hospital, John is finally on the road to recovery.
On the road to recovery, perfect. All right, and then Jonathan. Anna Carolina, you're so funny.
That dripping faucet is driving me crazy. I wish someone would fix it.
Yes, so that dripping faucet is driving me crazy. Perfect. Okay, so first of all, before we go on to practice some of these and make sure we understand them, are there any words or phrases that you do not know?
Yes,
Faucet.
there is. What is dripping faucet?
Okay, let's pull out Google Images, because you all know I love Google Images, right? So I don't know how I ever taught English without Google Images. So, okay, dripping
Yes.
faucet.
Technology is amazing.
It is. It's totally.
You are very far away from me, but I can talk to you.
Okay.
Hi, teacher. Can you hear me?
So, all right. And Jinyu, do you have any questions, any words that you do not know?
Oh, I have the same question like colors.
Okay, dripping faucet. Okay. Anybody else? Any other words?
Yes, Holly. I wasn't paying attention. What it means on the road to recovery?
Faucet.
Hello?
Somebody is on the road to Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, now yes.
Okay. Yeah, let's see. Carlos, could you mute? Because we're hearing an echo. Okay. So if somebody is on the road to recovery, that means that they are getting better. So he was in the hospital. Now he is getting better. So that's what it means. One.
Holly, I think your internet connection is failing, or maybe it is your microphone.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Oh,
Yes.
I can hear. Just now your voice is delayed.
Okay. All right. I wonder what the deal is. Okay. I'll have to check it with before the next class. Okay, so Jinyu, could you do number 1 here?
Number 1. To not stop at a traffic signal.
Okay, so let's do this again. To not stop at a traffic signal. So can you say that? Signal.
To not stop at a traffic signal.
Okay, close enough. Okay, what would that be, Jinyu?
Run a red light.
Perfect. To run a red light. Red light. And your pronunciation's good. You didn't have any problem with R's and L's, so that's great. And Alejandro, could you do number 2?
To irritate someone is a backseat.
No, a backseat driver does irritate someone, but that is not what it means. So
Crazy.
yeah, so to drive someone crazy. drive someone crazy, to drive me crazy, to drive her crazy. Okay, and Carlos, could you do number 3?
Sorry, Holly. Maybe you answered this before, but I didn't hear. What's
Oh, okay.
what's different between faucet and in a tap?
Um, I think I've actually gone through this in another class, but not in this one. This actually is the faucet right here. The water that comes out of here is called tap water, and so I believe in British English, but I'm not sure, they might actually call this a tap. But we do call the water that comes out of this tap water. In American English, we do not call it a tap. But I have heard it before, so I don't know if it's British English or not, frankly. Okay. So, Carlos, could you do number 3?
Yes, in the future, down the road.
In the future. Okay, down the road, yes. Down the road. And is Anna Carolina back? She is. Okay. So, Anna Carolina, could you do number 4?
Getting better. On the road to recovery.
Yes, on the road to recovery. Okay, and then number 5, David.
Okay, Holly. Someone who gives wanted advice about how to drive is Backseat.
Okay, so backseat driver. Okay, excellent. All right, thank you. All right, so now let's rewrite the sentences using an idiom from the list above. So we have to run a red light, to drive someone crazy, down the road, on the road to recovery, and a backseat driver. So Jonathan, can you do number 1?
Although the economy has been in recession for several years, it's finally improving. I think it would be, although the economy has been in recession for several years, it's on the road to recovery.
Yes. Okay. Now let's talk about some pronunciation here. First of all, the answer would be exactly what you said. Although the economy has been in a recession for several years, it's finally on the road to recovery. Okay. Now this word right here, although. Yeah, so remember with the UGH endings, the OUGH, there's not always a sound for that. When it is, it's an F sound, like tough. So okay, so we have these words, for those of you who've seen this before, we have although, we have though, so those have no sounds in the end, though, although. We have, see, THOUGHT, that's thought. So this becomes an ah sound, and this is a T. So we've got although, though, thought. Then we have this. There's no logic behind all this. This one is tough. So although, though, thought, and tough. So
Okay.
this is an F sound. So no logic here. You really just have, in this respect, with these words, you really just have to memorize the pronunciation. And remember, if in doubt, the OUGH does not have a sound, or actually the UGH. There's no sound here. So if in doubt.
Okay.
And then then you also have again AUGH. That's taught, and then you have this one, laugh. Again, there is no logic. for this. So, hello, Kako. How are you today?
Hello, teacher. I'm very well, thank you. And you?
Excellent. Very good. Very good. It's nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too, teacher.
Excellent. And Jonathan, you were right. Off-topic question. What is the D?
I couldn't finish it. I sent it. It was my mistake. I wanted to say, what is the difference between try and try it out?
Oh, to try and to try it out.
Yes.
Oh, wow. I love these off-topic questions. To try versus to try it out. And this is something, of course, I haven't thought about. If you try something, that means there's something new, and wow. Somebody tells you to do something and you're not sure you will succeed, so you say, I'll try. And if somebody makes a suggestion to you and you say, okay, I will try it out. So if somebody suggests something, I'll try it out. If somebody tells you to do something, I'll try. Does that make sense? It's very, very close though.
Okay, thank you. I understand.
Good. All right. Let's go to number 2. Jinyu, can you do number 2?
Number 2, I'll probably get married at some point in the future, but I don't have any plans at the moment.
Okay.
I'll probably get married down. I'll probably get married down the road.
Okay. Yes. I'll probably get married down the road, but I don't have any plans at the moment. Perfect. All right. And number 3, Alejandro, can you try that one?
Yes, my father is always telling me how to drive. He doesn't rush me on the road. I think I can use my father is a backseat driver. He doesn't trust me on the road.
Yeah, and you can also put, my father is such a backseat driver. If you use the word such, you're kind of emphasizing it. My father is such a backseat driver. He doesn't trust me on the road. So you're putting a little bit of emphasis and emotion in it, where you get really frustrated. So, all right, Anna Carolina, can you try number 4?
Okay. Tom caused an accident by not stopping when the traffic signal was red. Red. Tom caused an accident. Caused sorry, an accident by running a red light.
Perfect. Tom caused an accident by running a red light. Very good. Okay, and then the last one. So this should be easy, but you weren't here, Kako. So number 5. Can you try that one? So these are the idioms right here on the above.
Okay, teacher. I will try.
Uh-huh.
My brother is nearly 2 meters tall. 2 meters tall. People often comment, and it makes him a bit angry.
Okay. And so how would you change that?
No, teacher, I prefer to pass.
Okay, that's totally fine. I was just waiting for you to tell me that. So, Carlos, can you do number 5?
Yes, my brother is nearly 2 meters tall. People often comment, and it makes him a bit angry. It will say, my brother is nearly 2 meters tall, and people comments drive him crazy.
Okay. How about we do? And people often comment, and it drives him crazy. So it's like I am a twin sister, and people often comment about my sister and I being twins, and my sister, it drives her crazy. so she'll always say, "No, she's just not my twin sister. She's my sister." So, all right, discussion. Okay, question for you, David.
Holly, I
Yes.
have a question.
Mhm.
It could say people's comments drive him crazy.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you can say, okay, my brother's near people. You could say people's. Yeah, is that what you had said? People, people's comments
Drive him crazy.
drive him crazy. Yeah, drive him crazy. That's how you can say it.
Yes.
Mhm. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, David, have you ever run a red light? Are you generally a good driver? What is your worst habit?
No, actually, I think that I am very good with the driver, the traffic lights and traffic rules.
Mm-hmm.
I consider that I like to don't speed too much. I like to keep a good speed, but not so much. Maybe my worst habit while I am driving is that I like to play music. So maybe I put so much attention to the music, and I am always uh, changing the song and increasing the volume.
Uh-huh.
So I think it's my worst habit.
So you're not always paying attention to the road.
Yes, I like to play with the radio, with the CDs, with the MP3. So sometimes I don't pay attention to the road, and I pay attention to the radio.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Thank you. And Jonathan, how about you? Have you ever run a red light? Are you generally a good driver? What is your worst habit?
Generally, I am a good driver, but sometimes I do things that I shouldn't do. For
Mm-hmm.
example, I sometimes drive faster than I should go because
Really?
here in Colombia we have a limit of 60 kilometers per hour, and I drive in about 80 kilometers per hour or 100 kilometers per hour, and
Wow.
that's too fast.
Wow. Is your insurance really high because you are a fast driver?
Is what?
Your insurance. Do you have to pay a lot of insurance because of I mean, have you gotten a ticket for driving too fast?
No, never.
Okay, so you've never been caught yet.
Yes. And I
Yeah.
hope that that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I hope so too. So, all right, Jinyu. So we've already asked, really, are you generally a good driver? So, Jinyu, have you ever run a red light? What is your worst habit?
Currently, I cannot drive a car,
Uh-huh.
but I often drive the electronic car.
Okay.
It, mm, I often run a red light.
Okay. So,
Uh,
so you drive the cars on the internet?
oh, This car is similar to a bike, but I often I often charge it using electricity. Do you know
So it's an
this
electric
kind of
car?
car? Uh,
Let me Google it. Electric car in China.
mm.
Let's see. Like this?
uh, um, Only one person drive.
So it's one person, so it'd be more. Of course,
Uh,
these are all the old ones. Let's type in this.
mm,
Old. Old electronic car in China.
uh,
So
and
maybe like this?
yes, like this.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, it's kind of like a motorcycle car combined type thing.
oh,
Okay.
oh, uh, mm, the image. Yes, yes, this
Okay.
one.
So this is what it is. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Oh, and what's the name of this
This is well,
motor?
it looks like it's a popular General Motors electric car.
Oh, popular General Motors electric car.
Yeah,
Oh,
let's
oh,
take off the popular. It's just probably a General Motors electric car. And it looks
General.
like it's pretty much marketed here in China. So, or is that Japanese? Is that Chinese?
Uh,
Or is it Japanese?
this kind of car, available everywhere in China.
Okay. Okay. It looks like a motorcycle to me. So,
Yes, yes.
all right. Excellent. Thank you. Um, so let's go on to another question. So Alejandro, what do you plan to do down the road?
I think is to live in abroad in United Kingdom
All right.
for yes for in the end of this year, I think.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Awesome. All right. And how about you, Anna Carolina? What do you plan to do down the road?
To get a certificate in oral surgery.
Mm.
To enroll, yes, to enroll a specialization in oral surgery. To finish a course that I've been doing about stuff decay. It's just an update,
Mm-hmm.
and to be able to speak English fluently in the future.
Mm-hmm. Cool. And I think you're well on your way to achieving the English fluency. I don't know about the others. English fluency, you're very, very close. So, Kako, how about you? What do you plan to do down the road?
I plan to following working at my currently job, and
Mm-hmm.
I want to buy a house, teacher.
Want to buy a house? What kind of house? I mean, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, large, small.
Two bedrooms,
Mm-hmm.
because
Cool.
I I live alone,
Mm-hmm.
and then I don't need a big house.
Yeah, it's true. You do not. Um, I I like small houses. So, all right, thank you, Carlos. How about you? What do you plan to do down the road?
Yes, I'm planning to uh, improve and make bigger my little company, and also I'm planning in the future to get a, a certificate in English.
Okay. Are you going to take the first certificate test?
I'm planning to. I'm preparing, and that's why I'm here in Berlin.
Perfect. All right. So to grow my company, instead of to make bigger, you can say to grow my company. You can't grow up your company, but you can grow your company. Okay.
Grow up is only for people.
Yeah,
Correct?
grow up is only for people. Yeah, absolutely. All right, David, how about you? What do you plan to do down the road?
Yes, actually, I have lot of plans for the next future. Well, I think finish my bachelor degree is very close. Maybe the next year I will be a professional in finance. And well, I think that will be very awesome to get the diploma. Well, I'm planning to keep studying English and becoming very fluent. If I am able to do it one day, I will be very happy. I have a little business and I would like to get better to increase the size of the business. I would like to get a job and buy a house, my own flat.
Yeah, it sounds like you have a lot of wonderful plans, David. That's awesome. I think you're going to improve with English as well. And I think I
Yes,
don't know
I
what your
hope.
business is, but good luck on that. So it's always cool to hear about entrepreneurship. So, all right, Jonathan, how about you? Do you know what do you plan to do down the road?
I'm planning to learn many things in the company that I'm working at currently, and after I finished my university, I want to travel to any Anglo-speaking country
Uh-huh.
to improve my English a lot. I want to improve my English a lot.
Okay, so just make sure, Jonathan, that when you go to this English-speaking country, that you do not make friends with other Spanish speakers, because that will not
Yes,
help you improve your
yes,
English.
that's a thing that I have in mind because, for example, in Miami, there
Uh-huh.
are a lot of Spanish speakers, so I wouldn't like to go to that state for that
Uh-huh.
because I want
Uh-huh.
to speak English all the time to improve my skills.
Mm-hmm. All right, thank you. All right, and Jinyu, how about you? What do you plan to do down the road?
And and first, I plan to cure my wife's disease because her disease has totally changed my life.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, I want to be an English teacher like you, and
Cool.
I think I will earn more money than currently.
Okay, well, good luck with that. So,
Oh,
uh,
yes, yes. Uh,
yeah.
and for these days, I am feeling very terrible for my wife disease.
Yeah, I bet. I think that's the biggest thing right there is the when there's an illness in the family. So,
Yes,
um,
I think my total life has
yeah.
been changed.
How does your daughter how is she
Mm.
reacting to?
Uh, she is too young. She doesn't realize the change.
Okay, yeah. Because my the reason I asked is because the last 3 or 4 weeks in my sister's family. She's got the 3 children and that I talk about all the time. And her husband was really very sick for 2 or 3 weeks, and nobody knew what the problem was. And the children were just acting out, and they were being just being very naughty, and they were very, very worried about their dad. And once he got better, their behavior got better. So they weren't able to verbalize their fears, but they verbalized it through their behavior. So, and Auntie was not always happy with them. So, all right, next question.
Holly, can I ask you something?
Absolutely.
I heard that everyone in this class wants to improve the English skills, and I wondered, in your experience, how much time it takes to an average people to develop to a good level the English capacity.
I have seen. It's funny because it really depends. There's several areas that you have to consider. I'll just give you some examples of people that I have seen improve. When I was getting my master's degree at university in the States, I was teaching at the same time, and this was in 1997, 1998. I had a group of students who had come to the States in order to improve their English. And there was one guy from Korea, and in the class there was about 5 or 6 other guys from Korea. The one guy from Korea who improved, he always did his homework, he studied very hard, he was always volunteering to speak, and he wasn't speaking Korean after class. Where the other 5 or 6 guys wanted to improve their English, but the main reason that they were in the States was really for a holiday. So they kind of wanted to improve their English, but not as much. So that was kind of the first thing that I saw. I also saw a group of students who I taught them for about 5 years, and I saw them slowly improve, but not very much. And they were always at the European B1 level. If you guys know that level, it's the intermediate. And it's a level that people are on actually the longest. And the reason they're on the B1 level the longest is because it is very, very difficult to move from intermediate to advanced. Once you get there, then you're like, oh, wow. But it is actually quite difficult. But I remember after about 3 years teaching this group, one of the students looked at me and he said, "Holly, you never raise our levels." Because I would write a report every 15 weeks. And they said, "You never raise our levels." And I said, "Well, the reason is because you guys are coming to class, you've told me you want no homework, and you don't really want to study. So what you're doing is you're maintaining your English." And so because they were coming to class every week, their English wasn't getting worse, but it wasn't getting any better either. So if you don't do any self-study and you just kind of go to class but never, like once a week or twice a week or whatever, but nothing else at home, there's not going to be as much study because every person has a different way to learn. And in English classes, we have to try to accommodate all the different ways to learn. And in this class, for example, in Verbling classes, I think one of who was it? I think Julio from Mexico said it best. He said, in these classes, you only have maybe 5 minutes to really speak, especially when it's a really big class. And so if you're not studying on your own and going to different websites and all that kind of stuff. Did you say that too? You said that, Carlos? Oh, sorry. I thought it was Julio. Yeah. So if you're not going to studying on your own, what you're doing is you're just maintaining. So that's what I've seen. As far as the length of time, I've seen people improve. Like I saw this girl from where was she? She was from Sudan. She came to the States, and she was speaking in 6 months. And she was speaking at a very high level, but she was probably studying very, very hard. So every person is different. Some people are going to have be able to hear the pronunciation and pick up the pronunciation very fast, and other people will struggle with that and always have a very heavy accent all of their life because that's just just them and their own issues when it comes to hearing and repeating what they hear. So, does that? It's not a great answer. I don't have any. I don't have any real answers for you. Yeah.
Teacher, I totally
Yeah.
agree with you. I like to hear your teaching experience.
Uh-huh.
That's very awesome. I learn a lot from you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, and I've seen I've seen people improved and not improve. I haven't ever seen anybody get worse for coming to class.
Yes. And
But
I
it's
I have been a teacher for 12 years like you.
uh-huh.
I support you.
Yeah. Yeah. I've never seen anybody get worse if they come to class and participate. But I've never, if people are not studying on their own somehow, they're not going to. They're just maintaining their skills. They're not going to improve. Does that make sense?
Yes,
Everyone.
yes. I ask you that because
Uh-huh.
I understand that we all in this class are committed to improve our English.
Mhm.
So my ask is going. It was more like
How long?
for
Nobody knows.
a committed person, how
Yeah,
much time
yeah,
it probably
Yeah.
a committed person, a person who makes his homework, study very hard.
Mhm.
yeah.
And unfortunately, there's no fine answer for that
Yes,
because it
I think
depends on
that
everybody.
depends on every person, but
Mhm.
Yes. Mm.
Yeah.
because I have teachers that told me about 3 months, about 4 months, but I just
Mhm.
it's like making a I am asking to every teacher that I have this question. So
Oh, good. It's a good question. And I mean, fortunately, I've actually answered that question um,
No.
for about 20 years now. So when I first started teaching, I really didn't know how to answer it. But the longer I've taught, of course, it's an answer I can give. But it always depends on the person. I have a lot of other examples I could give you
Yeah.
guys, but
Oh,
so
oh,
oh,
teacher, and
uh-huh.
give, give me a few seconds. Uh,
Okay.
I I have seen a lot of advertisement on the website and on TV. The, those training schools will tell people he will help people to master English in a few months, but actually they only want to get money from people. That's all.
Mhm. Yeah. That's
Mm-mm.
true. It's true. I don't trust those that say that promise the world. So anyway,
Mm-mm.
I have another class that's starting in 30 seconds. So everyone, thank you for your participation, and we'll see you in another class. Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye.
teacher.
All easy.